It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Sacramento Kings up against the Portland Trailblazers at Moda Center. Checking out the Trailblazers, one thing we know, they feel they match up well in this contest. It's obviously an opponent.
Hello and welcome everyone to another exciting edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brett Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. It's Western Conference, and David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, Sacramento Kings coach Dave Joerger.
Thanks, David, and it's clear that Coach Joerger is a details guy, an impressive young coach. A marquee matchup tonight. Two great centers going head-to-head. Brent, talk about the attributes scouts are looking for out of modern-day centers.
I think one of the things that they look for first with regards to a big man, Kevin, is a guy who doesn't shy away from contact. I know the game is moving with a little more open pace and space, but still, your big guy's got to want to be physical because there are times in the game, whether he's touching it in the post or not, he's got to be a presence both offensively and defensively. That requires taking a few hits.
And with the ability to pass, and you know, the guys like Bogut, even at an advanced age, can still, I think, make a difference in that position.
Yeah, but if you look at guys like Bogut and Steven Adams, they're still willing to sacrifice their body, not for the glory of having the ball, but everything they can do for getting the ball into open space for their guards. That means hitting a guy, setting hard screens. That physicality has got to be priority one.
Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. Labissiere and Cauley Stein are the bigs. Fox is out there with Jackson, and it's Bogdanovich in at the small forward. Six to shoot. Nurkic with the block.
Is this basketball or volleyball? Nurkic with the spike.
A shot by Lillard, wide open. Offline with his three. Sacramento off to a slow start. It's a 5-point game. Jackson kicks to Fox. Good ball movement here by the Kings. Nurkic with the steal. Lillard from outside. Sacramento grabs the miss. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Now the feed to Fox. Over McCollum. Again, the miss by the King.
Man, he's had 3 good looks at the basket and nothing to show for it.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Lillard against Fox. And it's Lillard missing.
And that's just good offense. Surprised he blew that one, and the defense is too.
Jackson misses.
Yeah, they're a little bit cold here. 0 for 4 to get this one going.
They set the pick. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession. The Kings have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Labissiere. He drains the turnaround jump shot.
And off the schneid here, 1 of 5, but that's a big one.
Trailblazers leading by 3. Greg, you asked a lot of GMs. De'Aaron Fox, probably the fastest player in this year's rookie class.
And he plays at 1 speed. That's lightning. I mean, he's got speed to burn. And maybe not quite as fast as, say, John Wall, but he isn't far behind. He uses that quickness well also in terms of just busting seams on the offense. And at the other end, he can be an outstanding defender as he was at Kentucky.
Cauley Stein against Nurkic. Fox, no good. Trailblazers have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Lillard dishes to Turner. Poke loose. And Aminu kicks to Lillard. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to go on De'Aaron Fox.
The Blazers have a number of playmakers on their roster And I think that takes the offensive load off of guys like Lillard and McCollum to score. Maybe a reason why Evan Turner was added to the roster. Try to get some guys in motion, maybe less attention to these guys playing in isolation to create some scoring opportunities.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots. The free throw drops for Lillard. And for Damian Lillard, perhaps a sign of his unselfishness, Brent, willing to play at times without the ball in his hands.
I think he's welcomed the fact that having the ball and trying to create that many offensive opportunities on a nightly basis is not good for your health. So keeping your teammates involved, letting CJ McCollum handle some of those responsibilities, even a playmaking big man, that's paying some dividends for Damian Lillard.
And Brent, with the big payroll for the Blazers, they've gone all in to win.
Well, some of the contracts that they signed are looking a bit questionable because their general manager felt like bringing everybody back was something that they could build on. And we'll see with the extension of McCollum looming. I know they felt like it was spend it or they're going to lose somebody. So they're all in, and could be a few more adjustments to the lineup before it's all said and done.
Bogdanovich, no luck.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
You know, sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Right, you take a look at Nurkic, young and full of potential. He's still learning how to make the most of his abilities.
Yeah, the Bosnian Bear, Nurkic, had some tough times in Denver as Jokic started to emerge. And there was talk about him sulking and pouting just a little bit, still a young player. But the opportunity now in Portland with established stars in Lillard and a rising one in McCollum could be exactly the type of recipe for success that he was looking for.
Free throw good, Nurkic. So for the Trailblazers, Collins comes in for Al-Farouq Aminu. And Harkless is subbed in for Turner. Sacramento also making some changes. Zach Randolph, he's checked in for Skal Labissiere. Temple comes in for Bogdanovich. And Hield subbed in for Jackson. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Brent, when you were playing, your ability to pass and shoot, and you were 6'7", really a positionless player before the term became popular. You could play so many ways, in so many different positions all over the floor. I would think that would fit today's game perfectly.
Well, that's nice of you to say, Kevin. I'd like to think that I was a bit of a switchblade player, especially the way the offenses now are expanding to the three-point line and giving guys with creativity a lot of room to operate. And if the first available shot's an open three for a guy on your team, I could probably sink my teeth into something like that.
You like positionless basketball? Why do you like watching it now?
Well, that's the way I play defense, Kevin. Positionless.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first.
Terry Stotts, one of the better coaches in this league, but he really does a great job of making sure that it's always about his players and never about him. One thing Portland has working in its favor is that they've dug in with Terry Stotts as their coach. They have that kind of continuity, and he allows these players to shine up here in the Pacific Northwest. That's when the sun comes out.
Now for Portland. And Davis is checked in for Nurkic. Pat Connaughton comes in for McCollum. And it's Napier in for Damian Lillard. Now, here's Fox. Tight defense on him. Cauley Stein passes to Fox. Randolph sets a screen for Fox. 6 on the shot clock, and it's Fox with the jam.
And the quickness Fox has, boy, it's impressive. Just coasting to the cup with ease.
You talk about Terry Stotts empowering the players. He respects their independence, Brent, even as he's calling shots. He doesn't put himself above the team.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Terry Stotts has done a great job of establishing great relationships with his star players, his younger players, and the fact that they've been together, I think there's just a greater understanding of what he expects from them, the type of respect that they give him back, and it ends up working out very well for the Blazers.
Here's Randolph. That one rolling around and runs out.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Davis sets a screen. They set the screen from deep. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
1:02 left in the first quarter. Here's Randolph now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
He might not elevate like some of the other guys on the court, but as we've learned, Randolph knows how to get the ball in the basket.
Davis setting the pick for Harkless. Here's Connaughton, covered by Hield. Three-pointer. They get it again. Davis. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Well, that's a refreshing workman's approach to the game. Davis there beats everyone on the rebound and then finishes strong.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Fox with it. Stein a screen. Shot by Hield, nobody around. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
And the spacing right there for Buddy Hield allows him to get that shot off. You just can't give him that kind of space or he's going to hurt you.
Man, they are doing some damage from deep.
It is brutal to try and match up on the perimeter with a team that is this hot.
And so it's Portland in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. Back to the action after this word. And now a chance to hear from point guard Damian Lillard as he explains his stoic demeanor on the floor.
I was taught to, never let anybody see how you feel. I kind of just embraced it, for my entire life. Just, you wouldn't know if something was going on in my life or not because as long as I'm taking care of business and doing what I need to be doing, that's all that matters.
I would say we probably shouldn't expect to see Lillard starring in any reality shows about his personal life.
Lillard is a young man who is all about taking care of business.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And the Trailblazers have really been rolling, haven't they?
Yeah, getting an early boost from the bench. That's been the difference here so far.
Well, a good coach always optimizes his rotation, and in the first quarter, he did a great job of that.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for Sacramento. Inside, it's Zebo and Cauley Stein. Garrett Temple is out there with Buddy Hield, and it's Carter in at the small forward position. And some changes here for the Kings. Labissiere comes in for Willie Cauley-Stein, and Shumpert in there for Buddy Hield. Here's Napier, pass to Connaughton, fires the three. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Connaughton's got 9.
Great lateral movement by Davis to get in position for the screen, something that won't show up in the stat sheet.
Temple dishes to Carter. Over Harkless. And he overshot that one, missing.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. And the Kings, for so long, had not been active in free agency. You have to like the moves this organization has made to bring in some vets in the offseason. Randolph and Hill bring a lot of experience and leadership to the locker room.
Carter kicks to Randolph. Shot clock at 6. Over Davis. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Trailblazers leading by 17. And Greg, the Kings wanted to have veteran leaders, and that's what they've got right now.
And the Kings are in a rebuild mode, and you need vets to lead that process. Show the youngsters the right way to do things, and I think the Kings have started to make some very savvy moves here as they begin this rebuild. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to shoot their way out of the slump, and that didn't work. They got to go back and regroup.
Well, no matter how hard it's been, you want to stay positive, stay focused, and maybe a couple shots will get you right back in it.
Brent, over the past decade, we've seen the creation of several super teams. How hard is it to manage the various egos and make sure the touches are the same, or at least they understand why the touches are being doled out the way they are?
I think the teams that have great management and great coaches that are in touch with these guys, Kevin, understand what type of player are you getting, doing your homework and understanding, are these guys at a situation in their careers where they're still needing to prove something, or are they ready to get down to the business of winning? If it's about winning, that ego goes out the door.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. And a change for the Kings. Bogdanovich is checked in. McCollum against Shumpert. Pass to Carter. Kicked by Randolph. From the wing, the shot's good from Carter. Carter's got his first bucket in this one. Trailblazers leading by 17. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. The Kings have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Fellas, Al-Farouq Aminu has established himself as a great defensive player, and he wants that recognition. He said, my goal every year is to be Defensive Player of the Year. I want to guard 1 through 4 and even 5 sometimes. I want it to be known that I'm a great defender, and I want the league to recognize that. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Aminu continues to prove his worth on the defensive end. His length and quickness certainly hard to deal with. Portland's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Turner passes to Lillard. Nurkic setting the pick for Lillard. Screen by Nurkic. Fires the 3. And there's Lillard. That's good on the assist by Aminu. And that's now 7 points for Damian Lillard. And Bogdanovich kicks to Carter. He feeds it to Shumpert. Labissiere, the screen. Off the screen. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
That can help out your offense. Amon Shumpert now knocking down 2s from the mid-range.
Now here's McCollum. Lillard up top. He's covered by Bogdanovich. Aminu misses.
It is so tough to make those kind of shots with the defense draped all over you.
And Brett, Al-Farouq Aminu, probably the best defender on this Blazers team.
Certainly the versatility is there, Kevin, but you like playing with him mostly at the 4. He rebounds well despite being a bit slender. It's his streaky perimeter shooting that makes it tough for the coaching staff to gauge just how many minutes Al-Farouq Aminu is going to play.
He had a nice open look right there.
But when you get Nurkic the ball in that spot, he's usually a knockdown threat.
And here is Shumpert. Labissiere, the screen. Here's Bogdanovich. Offline with his 3.
just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart. How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
Well, this is a fresh start for the big guy, Jusuf Nurkic, here in Portland, where in Denver he was battling with the likes of Jokic, who ended up becoming one of the best centers last year in the NBA, even up there in the Rookie of the Year running. So a midseason trade has unleashed him, a new lease on life, and we'll see what he can provide for this Portland offense under Terry Stotts.
Randolph with the ball, picked up by Turner. Three-pointer, Heel. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Trailblazers leading by 22. Passes to McCollum. There's the triple. That ball. Nice speed that time from Turner. McCollum's got 5 points now this quarter. And Nurkic, the 16th pick in the 2014 draft, never had a logjam at that center position once Jokic emerged as their star player.
Got to give Neil O'Shea some credit, recognizing that in Denver, between Nurkic and Jokic, they could get one of those big guys, and because of their logjam, O'Shea was able to pluck away Nurkic, who was unhappy with his playing time. Portland could make a nice home for him.
And Lillard kicks to Turner. And the rejection by Cauley Stein. Nurkic with the steal. Lillard against Fox. Aminu with the bucket. Aminu's got his second basket of the night.
Good focus inside. Aminu's not a great scorer, but does play aggressively on the interior.
Randolph sets a screen for Fox. Dishes to Randolph. Shoots over Lillard. Randolph can't hit.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Lillard with it, out guarded by Fox. Lillard dishes to Nurkic, and the rejection by Cauley Stein. Here's Jackson. Offensive rebound. Off the run, and there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. Sacramento shooting their first free throw this game. And that one falls for Cauley Stein. Here's Napier. Fires the three. No good on that last second attempt there. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Terry Stotts. Coach, they've been shooting poorly. Is that good defense?
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. After two quarters, it's Portland out in front. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, some perspective, please.
What a true demonstration of dominance. They made a commitment to owning the glass, and they made good on it. Blocking out, competing hard in traffic, that's the way you should play on both ends of the court.
Shaq, how do you think Sacramento played?
Well, there are a few areas they need to improve on, but perimeter defense is priority numero uno. They got to be quicker to close out on the three-point shooters. You got to prevent the open looks. They weren't fighting through screens. They're just not doing enough, Ernie, especially outside.
And And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back. Downtown Portland looking spectacular tonight from the air. Such a scenic location here in Oregon. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. And so here's Sacramento.
And the Blazers trade last year for Yusuf Nurkic, looking pretty good in hindsight. He gives them some heft on the inside, a low post presence that they haven't had since LaMarcus Aldridge departed. So for a team that was thought of as a little bit soft, there's a little more meat on that bone.
Aminu and Nurkic up front. Lillard and McCollum, the star-studded backcourt. And it's Turner in at the 3 spot. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Bogdanovich passes to Jackson. He dishes it to Fox. 6 to shoot. Over Lillard. Fox, no good. And with Nurkic, it's not just his size that's impressive, also very skilled.
Well, he's a good playmaker at 23 years old, and you also throw in the first-round draft pick that they got from the Nuggets, so it ended up being a very fortuitous trade for the Blazers to set up the roster for the upcoming season.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Fox. Back to Bogdanovich. It's stolen by Aminu. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Lillard with the ball.
Yeah, Lillard is fearless, able to take that hit and calmly knock one down and one.
One of the league's elite scorers, Damian Lillard, able to score from anywhere on the court.
There's always reminders that Damian Lillard enjoys the long-range ball as well. He'll step well behind the three-point line, and when he's locked in, feels like an effortless shot for him. Last year was his most efficient shooting season of his young career.
You throw good, Damian Lillard. And you look at this Kings roster, and Greg, you can see the youth movement is in full effect.
Yeah, and Buddy Hield headlines the group as he comes over in that Cousins trade. Skal Labissiere and Willie Cauley-Stein, also a big part of this team's future. And then getting Fox as a rookie to kind of run the ship, another great building block.
And they got to hope to turn it on soon. 1 of 4 so far, and they know they got to be better.
The dish to Labissiere. Fox against Lillard. There's the pick. Lock at 6. Pulls it from the elbow. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Fox has got his second basket of the game.
And how about the mid-range shooting of Fox? Definitely capable of sinking those shots with consistency.
And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And Brett, when some guys slam it home, they treat it like a normal play. Who are some of the guys that use the dunk as a tech to fire up their teammates?
Well, I think we have some guys who are really spectacular when they finish, Kevin. Certainly anytime Blake Griffin gets to the rim, or DeAndre Jordan, where seemingly his head's up in there and slams it down, it fires up the crowd. But most of the time, it's the little guys that get you going the most. On the fast break, all of a sudden the ball gets to somebody on the wing, and to watch a little guy get up in the air with somebody underneath him and throw it down, that gets everybody off the bench and fired up.
So unexpected, Brent. That's a great point. Free throw good. Nurkic. Brent, when you take a look at the Blazers roster, what's the next move they need to make to take that step up?
Well, they need a third scorer, and if Nurkic happens to be that guy, and that scoring happens to be coming from the block, it can open some things up for their offensive schemes that end up benefiting everybody on the roster.
And he can't hit the second. Kings have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room with the break. Temple dishes to Bogdanovich. To the middle. He's looking for Labissiere and finds him. Good work defensively by Turner. Portland's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%, 7 of 13 on threes. And Lillard gets double teamed. Kicks it out to McCollum. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. And that's now 11 points for C.J. McCollum.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Timeout called by the Kings.
Yeah, and C.J. McCollum mostly plays at that off-guard spot with the Blazers, but on a lot of teams, you could see him as the lead guard. I mean, 6'3" in height, and his handles are elite.
Carter, he's checked in for Sacramento. Three minutes gone now in the third quarter. Fox passes to Labissiere. Here's Cauley Stein. Nurkic with the block. Here's Turner. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Vince Carter picks one up.
And the leadership that Evan Turner offers up can be a huge bonus. This is a guy who continues to accept and play well within his role.
The Trailblazers have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
2 shots. Last on the first.
The first free throw is good. And C.J. McCollum can step into that point guard role very comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps it on a string going right or left. A terrific ball handler. Calling him a secondary ball handler is almost not doing him justice.
And Davis is checked in for Portland. And Evan Turner, Brent, signed that big deal in the summer of 2016, that 4-year, $70 million deal with Portland. Do you think they're getting their money's worth?
I think the idea is to have a secondary ball handler out there, a guy that they can post up a little bit and still make plays. So the adjustment, not just Evan Turner in the new system, the guys that he plays with have to adjust also to his skill set. We'll see as the years go on how much Evan Turner helps improve what Portland's trying to do offensively. That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
For Sacramento, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements here. Here's Temple, covered by Lillard. Carter down low. He's against Turner. Shot clock at 5. And it's Carter missing. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Here's Temple. He's guarded by McCollum. Cauley Stein's shot is good.
To leave a guy like that wide open from range, big mix-up.
McCollum outside, kicks it to Turner. Davis with a screen on Carter. Here's Turner. Here's Davis. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Big mistake by the defender there. Tried to foul Davis before the shot attempt, but he powered through it for the end one.
The Trailblazers have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well. Catching up on the changes for Portland. Collins checked in for Aminu. Reese Harkless comes in for Evan Turner. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for McCollum. And Shabazz Napier subbed in for Damian Lillard.
One shot.
That one misses for Davis.
A 5-star recruit coming out of high school, Davis still trying to gain the consistency he needs to fulfill his potential.
Randolph a screen. Temple gets the bucket.
Defender must have felt like he ran into a brick wall right there. Really great screen set to give his teammate the wide open shot.
Here's Napier. He's covered by Randolph. Here's Connaughton. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Napier's got 3 assists in the game. Kings have gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. To the paint, it's intercepted. There's the double team with Randolph.
Jump ball, jump ball, jump ball. You too.
So it's Sacramento now. And for Sacramento, they're shooting down near the 40% mark since halftime. They've been slow getting going. Feeds it to Heel. Cauley Stein, a screen. The 10-footer. Second chance shot. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line.
And one of the side effects of the Cousins trade was it did open up more playing time for Willie Cauley-Stein. I mean, immediately he was able to step in and fill those minutes and became a much larger part of their offense.
Iman Shumpert is checked in for Sacramento. And that one falls for Cauley-Stein. We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter. Portland's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Davis sets a screen. Connaughton kicks to Napier. Terrific design on the pick play. He lays it in. Napier's got 5 now. Hey, Greg, when Cauley-Stein got those extra minutes after the Cousins deal, you could see a change in his play. Much more aggressive, much more confident.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes a clear path to minutes to change a player. Cauley-Stein had been getting better and better before the trade. Having the team believe he could step in was a huge boost in his confidence and his play.
The Kings shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Two shots.
No good on the free throw. Jackson is checked in for Garrett Temple. And he's good on the second. And the Kings struggled last season, Greg. They did so because they just couldn't get stops on the defensive end.
And defense, something that this team will struggle with at times. A lot of it is they don't protect the rim or close out, particularly on that three-point shot. And so much of defense just boils down to challenging shooters whenever you can. It's about giving more effort on that side of the ball.
And that one's good from Connaughton.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped him seize control.
And the Kings making a change here. Bogdanovich is checked in. Now Heel. He kicks it to Shumpert. Fires from 14. And he gets the kind bounce as that one drops in for 8 points for Zach Randolph.
Shumpert looking to get other guys going. Finds the open man that time.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And let's listen to head coach Terry Stotts review the game plan with his guys.
Got to keep tracking down balls, tracking down the rebounds, and looking to play and flow is good.
Moments ago, Coach Terry Stotts happy with the tempo, just wants his team to work hard in those 50-50 balls.
Yeah, and that could start to wear the other team down a little. Maybe cause them to lose some of their confidence. Let's see how this plays out.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. And a look at the five for the Kings to start the fourth. They've got him on Shumpert. Giles is out there with Jackson. Then there's Koufos, and it's Mason in at the point guard position.
And Mo Harkless drafted by the Magic. He could not find his shot with the Magic in Orlando, and they basically gave him away in a trade to the Blazers. His offense is starting to come around, and I think with the contributions that Nurkic can make, he can open up some great opportunities for him to be better offensively and more consistent for them as a rebounder.
As we know, Harkless, a one and done at St. John's, came into the NBA very young.
Sometimes with the younger players, you have to be patient, and it's also about finding a home. Harkless finally putting some things together in Portland. Last season was the most efficient one of his career offensively.
Shumpert dishes to Mason. 5 on the clock. Shoots. Misses off the left iron.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Harkless kicks to Napier. There's the pass to Collins. There's the three. Here's Davis. Koufos with the block. Over to the left wing. Mason for three. And it's Portland with the rebound. Davis has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Napier kicks to Connaughton. Davis sets a screen. They set the pick. Over in the corner, Harkless. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Harkless has got 5 points now this quarter.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Pass to Giles. Now the feed to Mason. And there's the foul. It'll go on Shabazz Napier. That's his first foul. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Nurkic is checked in. Outside jumper. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. Clock at 6. Jackson kicks to Shumpert. Baseline jumper. And the shot no good, a bit short.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the foul. It goes against Sacramento. And for Mo Harkless, Greg, a one and done as we know out of St. John's, then first played in the NBA with Orlando, but he has found a role, it seems, with the Trailblazers.
Yeah, and think of it, the Magic basically gave him away. Felt he wasn't aggressive enough and not a good enough shooter. He's gained confidence here in Portland and parlayed that into a long-term contract.
That's good from Harkless. Vince Carter, he's checked in for the Kings. Harkless hits them both.
And well, last season for the Kings, they were in the hunt for a good stretch there early on, but kind of fell out of playoff contention and finally decided to pull the trigger and trade DeMarcus Cousins. It marked a major direction change that this team, I think, wanted to make.
Chalk up 2 there.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Napier kicks to Connaughton. Pass to Collins. He feeds it to Napier. Passes it to Harkless. Here's Connaughton, guarded by Shumpert. Jacks up a 3. Not going to go that time. And the Cousins deal, Greg, has really been examined. But what is clear is that the Kings wanted to get younger and start rebuilding.
And you can argue if the trade was the right move or not, but management felt it was. The team's thinking was they wanted to change the atmosphere of the locker room, fully committed to bringing in youth and doing things from the ground up.
Mason misses.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
Bit of a numbers game. More boards, obviously, meaning more possession, and that's been reflected tonight in the score.
The shot by Harkless, no good.
Really shocking he didn't take advantage of that golden opportunity there. He needs to be much better in that situation.
Portland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Napier passes to Harkless. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. And it's 9 points for Harkless. For Sacramento, they've gone just 1 of 6 in the field to start the 4th quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. Carter kicks to Shumpert. To the inside, Koufos, and there's the 3-second violation.
Trying to cut into this lead, bad time for a miscue.
Yeah, they may have some ants in the pants right here. You just have to take what the defense gives you.
Turner's checked in for Maurice Harkless. And the Kings also making a change. Labissiere's checked in. Here's Connaughton. Screen by Nurkic. There's the pick. Connaughton kicks to Nurkic. Outside Turner. Shot clock at 6. Over Carter. Shots good by Turner.
This is the area that Evan Turner has built his house, the mid-range, finding his way into the paint and scoring the basketball.
Mason with it. Carter outside. Dishes to Labissiere. Back to Carter. Turner with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Turner's got it, and it's slammed in by Turner.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
And they're just absolutely getting anything and everything that they want out there. They have not let up.
Turner's gone 3 for 7 from the floor so far tonight. Mason dishes to Labissiere. And here is Mason. And Carter has it in the corner. Offline with his 3. And here are the Trailblazers. This run now up to 13-2. Here's Collins. The pass to Connaughton. He dishes it to Napier. 6 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 17. And Portland again with the bucket.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Trailblazers.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that in men. They just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Jusuf Nurkic.
Well, a consistent intensity is what he brought to the floor here. He hit the glass hard, and he came up with a ton of rebounds.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
And you could just see everything coming together like a perfect storm, and they just rolled on through.
A nice pick right there to get him right to the rack.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
But that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You could see the timing there.
Here's Napier, guarded by Mason. It's stolen by Carter. They get a hand on it. Turner passes to Napier. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Damian, it looks like this team's progress can be measured by your improvement at the defensive end. Do we see that tonight?
We made some mistakes like every other basketball team does, but I think we did a great job of making adjustments. We got a little more physical. We did a great job of that.
And that led to a big win, Damian. Thanks for your time, man. Kevin?
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.